Hey, what's going on, Shooter here, and welcome to episode 2 of Let's Talk Dude. Today we're going to be talking about my thoughts and predictions of Nintendo Switch Successor, which, as of the day of this recording, has yet to be revealed. Speaking of which, when will it be revealed? Well, right now it is Wednesday, September 17th, and the rumors were saying this week, or I guess the first half of October. So I still think it might be this week. It might be announced at like 2 a.m. today. So we'll see. If it's not probably going to be in October, then I doubt it'll be any later than October. It really shouldn't be any longer than that. But as for when it will release, I think it's going to be probably around the springtime, maybe April, maybe March, April, May, sometime in that time zone. Probably around $400, and just to prove PS5 Pro is just big old paperweight. I own a PS5 Slim. Trust me, I know I spent the money. Don't yell at me for being a Nintendo fanboy, please. As for what it should have, I think it would be really cool to see Miiverse come back, but then again, Nintendo has really been using the Miis. I mean, we have the Mii Maker for Switch, and we have Miitopia, but there's also Switch ports which added their own avatars. But maybe they might keep the Miis. Maybe we'll have Miiverse again, which would be really cool. I saw some people talk about Street Pass could come back, but I don't really know who would be logging around a $400 console. I mean, just to be safe. I mean, you would lose a lot of money if you lost that or broke it somehow while you're out and about. And I mean, as long as the backwards compatible would be great. If it had enhanced backwards compatibility and make like Tears of the Kingdom an absolute dream to play. I mean, it's amazing that it runs on Switch hardware alone. But if it runs on the better stuff, it's going to be even cooler because now we can actually play it the way I think it was meant to be played. Not to mention everything else that was on it. So, in the first year, I think we'll have a 3D Mario and a Mario Kart game. I think they were talking about 3D Mario being open world, which is going to be interesting. Because, like, are we going to have, like, an inventory system, like, and things like Breath of the Wild? Probably not, because it's not, Mario isn't really focused on violence, but maybe just have, like, new gear, like the Mario RPGs kind of thing. And maybe, like, the better, like, the more, I guess, items you get, you can craft better gear or something. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, an open world Mario would kind of be really cool. I gotta see it for myself if it could work or not. And if they like brought back some power-ups, like maybe like the Galaxy power-ups, like most of those have yet to come back. Like the rock mushroom, like you just roll around like an open field. That would be so cool. And probably Bowser gonna kidnap Peach or whatever. Single Mario game. Every single Mario game has that, so nah, whatever. A new Mario Kart, most likely, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the most selling game on Switch at what, like over 60 million, which was crazy. It's kind of crazy that game sold so much. I mean, and they have 2 things of DLC, and like it's a port. I mean, it's not a port. It's like a remaster kind of deal, but it's crazy how much more that sold. My God, probably gonna get, I guess, Mario Kart 10. Because I guess Nintendo thinks of Mario Kart Tour as 9 because they got it in Mario Kart 8, but I think it will be Mario Kart 10. That's just my prediction. Maybe we'll have a giant roster. Maybe we'll have. I mean, if they do something like the Booster Course Pass again, that could be really good because the Booster Course Pass was really good for Mario Kart 8. So if they did that like again for the new game, That might be pretty good. Let's see. I think there was talk of an Ocarina of Time HD remake kind of thing, which honestly would be pretty cool to see. I would like to see something like that. I also never beat Ocarina of Time. I probably should. There's so many Zelda games I've yet to beat, but it would be interesting. Would it release in the first year? I have no idea, but I don't know. We'll see. So in the second year, we might get Animal Crossing. Hear me out, because Animal Crossing was the second best-selling game on the Switch. I mean, yeah, the thing, we all know what happened. Definitely boosted the sales of it because no one had to go outside, so you play like a game that simulates life. I mean, but now there's like a whole audience for it. So if like, they could actually totally make that work. I would also like to see in the second year Luigi's Mansion 4, because obviously Luigi's Mansion guy. I mean, Next Level Games has to have something coming up. Like we haven't heard from them since Battle League, Mario, whatever, Strikers. Yeah. All right, the name kind of got away from me. Luigi's Mansion 4 would be interesting. They were story with King Boo, like he gets out again. Maybe they give. I think it'd be cool. They give like Luigi a Wii U gamepad, and they call it. What was I gonna call it? The Grave Pad. That would be a pretty dope name. I could see that happening. As for where would it take place, maybe it's just one big mansion like the first game. I mean, the multiple mansion things could work, but if it's not in the mission structure, which I know was kind of one of the more controversial points of 2 or Dark Moon or whatever, I didn't really personally mind it, but I mean, I guess most of the community didn't really like it either. But as for where we would take, I think I've seen ideas for maybe a theme park, a giant cruise, or whatever. I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure Next Level Games is going to be cooking some good stuff. And also, Skyscraper, I mean, it'll probably just be Skyscraper as we know, maybe a few more things. If they make it better for single player, like Luigi's Mansion 2 did, Luigi's Mansion 3 kind of relies a lot more on you having multiple people in the game. But if they take the best of both worlds and it doesn't have a ton of bugs, I will be down for it. Then the next Smash Bros, I think that released in 2018, so that was also year 2 of the Switch. So they could do Smash Bros again in the second year, but what would they even do to like top Ultimate? Because Ultimate was the ultimate Smash Bros. Like, there's no way you could top that unless they keep the entire roster and they just kept adding more to it. But then again, you're gonna be overwhelmed with character options to play as. So maybe you cut down the roster of Smash Ultimate in half, like pick the best characters out of that represent like video games as a whole, like a bunch of the third-party characters that came out of the DLC, and then you add more Nintendo characters, and then maybe a few more third-party characters that didn't really get in. I think that would make for a good Smash Bros. Is my mind ready for the next Smash Bros? No, because oh man, the Smash Ultimate reactions were a whole nother level of insane. Like Steve, Sora, Sans, even if it was just a Mii costume, we had Sans Undertale in the game, and Megalovania was insane. Didn't Steve also break Twitter? That was funny. But we definitely know that development times are going to take longer as the Switch, no, as not the Switch, the technology for games development gets better. The development's going to take longer because I guess the expectation is going to be higher. But I mean, I think it'll be pretty good. Let's see, what else could I talk about? I think people really want Kid Icarus Uprising to be remastered or remade. That'd be pretty cool. But I've also never played it. Star Fox would be cool. I think what they should do with Star Fox is make it like a multiplayer-centric game, like Splatoon-ish. Like it's just a multiplayer space shooter. That would be not a bad idea. And still have like a story mode kind of thing. I think that would be a pretty... I think that would be not a bad idea. F-Zero? I mean, F-Zero 99 I think was pretty good. Went over pretty well with the community. I haven't really played an F-Zero game other than that. No offense, but I don't know, maybe Metroid Prime 4. I think it will be a cross-platform release kind of thing, where it releases on Switch 1 and Switch Successor. I'm not gonna call it Switch 2 or Super Switch because we don't know what the title is. I'm just calling it Switch Successor because that's all we have right now. And it also sounds a little bit more professional. No offense to anyone that uses the names. I just prefer calling it the Switch Successor because that's all we know. But I think it would be Metroid Prime 4 would be cross-platform. Maybe like the Switch Successor runs a little bit better than the other one. It looks a little bit better. I probably would pick it up on the Successor if it does have a cross-platform release. And pick up, what is it? Pokemon Legends ZA might also be a cross-platform release. I see some people have the idea of that. But I'm not sure they would want to do that. I think it would also release maybe a little less than in January, because Legends Arceus came out in January of... when again? I forget. But I think that a Pokemon company has learned to slow down a bit, and they're gonna wait to release that out fully. Because Scarlet and Violet, ooh, that was something, alright. But, alright, what about Pikmin? Pikmin 5. I think that'll come, that we're not gonna wait like a whole decade again. I don't think, because now Pikmin is like bigger than ever before with the releases of 1, 2, 3 Deluxe, and 4 on Switch, and it came out pretty successful, I think. Like, Pikmin 4 sold better than the entire series. I believe that's what happened. Because Pikmin 4 is a pretty good game, even though it's a little bit easy, but I think it was a pretty good game. So maybe we won't have to wait that long for Pikmin 5, maybe like 2027, 2028, maybe around that time frame. I don't think we're going to be waiting that long for Pikmin 5. I really don't think we're going to wait that long. What else is there? The Zelda movie is probably coming out sometime during the Switch Successor's lifespan, as well as the Mario Bros. 2 movie. So, it's gonna be interesting what happens with that. I'm interested to see, because they take the story of the movie and make that into a sequel, and also how they make Zelda live action. Because, like, I never see anyone talk about the Zelda movie anymore, which is really interesting. It's like we all just forgot about it. I mean, because I guess most people aren't expecting it to release probably like years from now, but I think it'll be maybe around 2026, maybe. Isn't also the Five Nights at Freddy's 2? We're not talking about that. That's the story for next episode. As for if it will it succeed or will it be a flop? I think the Successor is going to succeed. Like, it doesn't need to sell over the Switch to be a success. Like, if it just sells, I guess maybe like a quarter of it, like if it gets over 100 million units, that would still be pretty damn impressive. I don't see it being a flop. I can't see it, because I think people are a lot more smarter now, and like parents are a lot smarter with like there's and I believe Nintendo's trying to play this smart. Furukawa was trying to play it smart, so they don't have another Wii U situation, because I think this is going to be the console that breaks the sequel console thing that Nintendo does, like the 2DS to 3DS, Game Boy, Wii to Wii U situation. I think this is going to be the console that breaks that cycle, where it won't be success, flop, success. I think it'll be success. I think it'll be pretty good. I think it will be good. I feel pretty confident about that. Is there anything else that I need to bring up? I don't think so. I mean, if Nintendo reveals it Thursday, I think. Yeah, Thursday. We'll see. I'm kind of nervous, but kind of excited, because, you know, it's like, Nintendo console, but like, is it gonna be good or not? We don't know anything besides... I've been keeping up with the rumors. Like, well, like, just a couple hours ago, there was the thing about the Nintendo of America having developers over, maybe to see it. And there's also, like, people making controversies about the successor appearing in the museum, but they actually cut it out so you couldn't see it. I mean, everything just lines up for it to be in this week. Like, it just makes perfect sense. Like, it does. It feels like it's all but confirmed at this point. It really does. But other than that, I don't really think there's anything else to talk about. And that's gonna be it for this episode of Let's Talk Dude. So, play the music. Thank you all so much for watching and listening to me ramble on about Nintendo video games. Next episode, we'll talk about 10 years of Five Nights at Freddy's. I know I've been really late on it. I'm sorry. I just got sidetracked by a whole bunch of things. Parasite Erect is also coming out. It's been a whole pain. But other than that, this is gonna be it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.